Hello my fellow full of the samurai players, Zaript here with a match between Leonel Del Seljuk and Ta. And this is a match of Group F in a second group stage of Aggony 1v1 Championship 2012, and first game was played on Slumbering settlement. And let's take a look at army compositions, and as you can see, Leonel have a full command gen, and you can clearly see that he brought a very line-heavy composition. As we can see, all four of his hierarchy are vanilla ones, and here he basically have Black Bear's front with Azure Dragon Force on one flank, White Bear on other flank, Imperial Guard Infantry vanilla on other flank, and White Bear's rear side and second row, and they all vanilla. Now for Ta, he have a Bushido gen with gun enabled, and 6 cavalry units. Level 1 hierarchy here, level 7 and 2 level 6 and 2 level 7 hierarchy on this flank. Shogun Guard cavalry level 2 and level 5. 2 vanilla black tortoise on the middle, black tortoise force in this forest, 2 spear levy and 3 Shogitai level 1, level 2. So, let's see how it goes. I want to get camera further away to see how Ta decides to engage with his cavalry. And he's just flanking. And here Ta already got shrine. And here you see he's advancing his rush through this choke point, while these units go from this angle. Not well. Hierarchy of Ta in extended melee, but here this level 1 hierarchy winning against this vanilla hierarchy. Here Ta charged his hierarchy into this Imperial Guard infantry and already got 50 men, but his black tortoise force wavering. Still, he got his Shogitais into extended melee in this flank. He got his Shogitais into extended melee in the middle. Now he's charging his hierarchy through the middle when these two units cannot shoot. So this black tortoise force just keeping this area busy, and this flank of Leonel collapsing, totally collapsing, because he doesn't have any spear levies. He didn't position his line right. He didn't try to kite. So really nothing to tell here. It was like presenting some sort of the front, presenting some destruction here, and I'm sorry for this sound effect, but I don't know how to put it better. It's just your typical melee rush with cavalry heavy contingent, destroying poorly played line spam, I should say. This was played really poorly on Leonel's side. Shogunate Guard cavalry killed 190. This second Shogunate Guard cavalry killed 120. 210. Man, this is sick. This Shogitai is over 100. This is not yet ready. And you see basically Ta ignoring this vanilla hierarchy coming from routing, charging his Shogitai from the back. He ignoring these two units with his cavalry. He lets his Shogitai finish the job, and he wants his Shogunate Guard cavalry to be here. And this is clear mistake on Seljuk part. But this line unit should stay in the forest. That is his last chance. General here getting 100 kills, and here Ta getting general of Seljuk, of Leonel I should say. Yeah, it's over. Still, it wasn't, as you can see, it wasn't that easy for Tah to maintain his momentum. Look at this. It's actually getting quite close. Oh man, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it wasn't last chance for Leonel. Maybe he can do this. And you see, I'm still staying with what I told at the beginning. This was played very poorly, but you see, just by this build being so heavy on manpower, Seljuk actually got a nice chance, I think. If his general doesn't rout, and he have command gen. Well, smart thing to do with such a line-heavy composition. I will speed this up because I will be honest, this match don't interest me at all. Very poorly played by Tah. Man, this wasn't a good thing to do. But now with this Black Tortoise Force, and you see, you don't want to clamp up your Shogitais like that. He's finally spreading them out.
Damned lily-livered cowards!
And,
Your men are running,
well,
sir.
I will explain why this match isn't that interesting, to me at least, in the end of a third game, and Tah actually winning it, but it got surprisingly close to... It was very even game in the end, and it felt like both players didn't know what to do with their with this situation. Tah almost lost his general, and Leonel, well, he could have done much better with his Imperial Guard infantry. Okay, let's take a look at final statistic, because it should be interesting. Melee units of Tah should have gotten some ridiculous kill counts. And it's difficult to say if he could have used... Of course he could have played more effectively, but I think he did well enough. But overall, surprisingly close game. Okay, so Leonel deployed 350 men more, but Tah was 300 men more effective. Unit statistic, and one Shogitai 240 kills, Shogun Guard Cavalry 230 kills. It was very well played by Tah, keeping this Shogun Guard Cavalry out of the fight until he was sure that Leonel's line is shattered up, and only after that this Shogun Guard Cavalry went to wreak havoc. Well, at least if my eyes doesn't lie to me, I could have missed that moment. And you see, when you use your cavalry against line, these upgrades doesn't matter that much. See, even losses are completely similar, so it doesn't matter. And it's a very interesting thing to do when you think about your composition for the game. Ask yourself, are you planning to use your cavalry against your opponent infantry mostly, or against your opponent's cavalry? And if you bring very strong melee cavalry contingent and don't get into the melee fight with your opponent's melee cavalry, that does mean your upgrades were wasted. That's a very important thing to consider. So if your plan... well, it's something that Pointman does a lot. He allows himself to bring weaker cavalry sometimes, because he plans to deal with opponent's cavalry using his spears, and he keeps his weaker cavalry protected. He keeps it safe in the core of his infantry until he gets a nice chance to use it against line, for example, or just to stop his opponent from retreating. Think about things like that, and it will make you better. This Shogitai, probably the one that was charging through the middle, weren't effective at all, just because rushing through the choke point against 3 or maybe even 4 line units shooting at that choke point isn't very good decision. I think one spear levy for destruction were enough, completely enough. Or maybe even rush through that choke point between that village in the middle. He could have just waited there, delayed that rush. He shouldn't have really gone into until Lionel started to turn his line other way. Oh man. Okay. Basically, these Shogitais were like mid shields for one of the Shogun Guard Cavalry. I can't remember which one. Quite good for this hierarchy. Not so good for this hierarchy. It's probably the one that charged Imperial Guard infantry in the forest. Overall, I think all of hierarchy of Tach did worse than they could have. With such a high upgraded cavalry, hierarchy level 7, hierarchy level 6, you want to get at least 100 kills. Well, you need to get when you playing against such a line heavy build, and because these two units weren't used as effective as they should, this was such a close game. But this contingent here saved it for Tach and Lionel. Well, what you would expect, he just did good because, and see, full vanilla army. And this is a nice tip for those who doesn't play really well. On a flat map with a lot of forest, you can sometimes bring build like this. And most of ladder players will not know how to deal with that. So all you have to do is to train with it a little bit. Of course, it's not easy. And you see, against more or less experienced player, Lionel lost this game. But still, this build that can win game for you, even if you are not very good yourself. I hope they will show us more exciting game next. So let's take a look at it. And second game between Leonel Del Seljuk and Tach was played on Kansai wood. And I'm always telling, when showing matches on this map, I'm always telling you that having some melee infantry on this map is a good idea. And cavalry do relatively well here. So, Lionel got... Oh man, don't tell me it's the same... Huh. Shogun Guard Cavalry hidden here. 4 vanilla hierarchy. Vanilla Imperial Cavalry. White bears, white bears, white bears. White bears. Oh my god, white bears. Red bears. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. All vanilla beer spam. One more Shogun Guard. So 3 Shogun Guard Cavalry. Vanilla ones. 4 vanilla hierarchy and Imperial Guard Cavalry. Man, I can't tell I liked the first game, and I didn't watch this match before, and I will explain later why I'm casting it without watching beforehand. But I already like the armies Lionel brings. At least I have to give him at least that. Tach have level 5 hierarchy here, level 5 Shogun Guard Cavalry here, and one more Shogun Guard Cavalry, level 2 here. On the other flank you have level 7, level 3 hierarchy, and Sabre Cavalry, vanilla 1. And here this one, well, both of his cavalry winning the fight. Well, all 3 of them getting a good exchange. And in the middle, what do we have here? 2 Spear Levy, 3 Shogitai, Yarikachi level 2, with 2 upgrades in attack. And interestingly enough, look, it seems that Leonel have melee defense decrease retainer for spears. What a bizarre decisions, I should say. And Shugita is level 2, level 3. I guess this one level 1, level 3 as well. Okay. And here, in a prolonged melee fight, Tach slowly but surely winning because his cavalry have much more upgrades. But overall, he have a slightly downhill disadvantage here, and he have very noticeable. And here you can't tell actually. Here he downhill, on this side he is an uphill, and he's winning against these 2 Shogun Guard cavalry. They were too clumped up. Look at this. This Shogun Guard cavalry did only 10 kills. So that's why you want your cavalry to be wrapped around your opponent instead of being surrounded, obviously. That's what you want in any melee fight. Here General of Tach getting some hits at this Shogun Guard cavalry, and one more Yaruki coming back. Melee rush going on, and all these forces, 2 vanilla Yaruki and Shogun Guard cavalry and General and Imperial Guard cavalry of Seljuk out of the fight, and all they got so far is this Sabre cavalry. Can you believe it? This is kinda Seljuk allowed Tach to split his forces, and I'm not sure if this might cost him a second game as well, but I'm kidding. You know, obviously I know how much. This is a spoiler channel, you should be prepared for that. This game, Leonel should win, and I'm interested to see how. And, well, here the first tip how it happened. Tach won cavalry exchange here. He used all of his, not all, but 1, 2, 3, 4 cavalry of Tach were here. And he got 4 cavalry units of Leonel. So he got 2 vanilla Shogun Guard cavalry and 2 vanilla Yaruki. And let's count, it's 4,000 koku he got here, destroyed. But at the same time he had the Shogun Guard cavalry and 2 Yaruki level 5. So it's... And look at this. With this naval bombardment, Leonel actually got rid of that cavalry. So it's actually, if you count it, it was 4 units against 3 in losses. But if you count it in money, it will be like 4,000 against 3,600, I believe. So not that big win for Tach, surprisingly. And this, but he still have cavalry operating on this side. He have spear levy getting into melee, and honestly, I mean, look at this. Oh my, we might. I think this line contingent is should die. It's going to die, but you see, Tach will have no cavalry left very soon, and Seljuk actually have a nice. He have Imperial Guard cavalry and his general, so he doesn't actually need his line here. And oh my God, look at this! In this silly exchange with Whitebeards, Tach lost his general. Oh man, isn't this? I mean, this is so silly but so cool. And here, staying in prolonged melee with this Redbeards, one more cavalry unit of Tach dying, and oh man, and now at this point, it doesn't matter anymore. Leonel got this game. Very nice, and he won it in exact fashion. Well, using the same idea most line spam builds use. Vanilla units that only need to slowly destroy momentum of expensive melee infantry and melee cavalry. You destroy that momentum, and then you can just hound them down one by one. It's kinda nice. I like such an approach just because it makes game more balanced. With I would say with more expensive army you have more chances, generally in my opinion, if you have better micro. But if you're not that confident in your micro and you're not confident that you can manage all parts of the map, you can as well try to go and zerk your opponent, which Leonel did. But in this game, honestly, I'm not sure how how planned this game was. I think it is too random this time, and he could have done better job by putting maybe his line in 2 waves, maybe by kiting some, maybe. And I'm speeding this up because I don't think this will be super interesting. Do they plan to do anything?
The damned enemy is damned
And
ambushed
you see, it's kind of feel very strange because for me this game is already over. I can, and probably for any of my viewers, you can read such a game through the end, and I can clearly tell that what Leonel does isn't the best approach. You actually want to go through the oh, I'm sorry, I don't know the English word for that. You want to go through the less steer. Well, you want to have to choose a part of the map which gives more line of sight. You see, here he have to get really close, right? And instead of that, I would take one unit, probably general, because well, I'm not sure. Move it through here and shoot, because there is a more line of sight here to shoot. And other units, I would not use them like this, you see? You want to use them from different sides for your opponent to have absolutely no chance to catch anything. So that, you see, now that they're going for Lionel's army, he only get frontal shots. It's enough, but you will get much better when one of your remaining units shoot from the side. But only now I'm realized how stupid I am. General of Lionel doesn't have a gun. Yeah. Well, naval bombardment helped him a lot in this game. Still, I would use this general as a spotter. Keep it in the forest, not to let these ones run away. And then, you see, this is a bad angle to approach. I know it doesn't matter much in this game, which is almost ended. But still, if you can get more effective, you should get more effective. That's what I believe. Shoot and run, maybe a little bit too early. And this general full command gen. Okay, now, no reason to watch this through the end, just it's obvious who will win. And I should say I like how Lionel played this, and obviously, honestly, from what I have seen in the first game and in the second game, I feel like Tach is a little bit stronger, but still, if you allow yourself to get in a situation like this, you need to think more about your game plan. Oh, nice game, well played both players, and Well, this game is starting to change my attitude about this match. And now that... no, I will tell you in the end of a third game. I will not spoil the fun, which I already did mostly. What I'm blabbering about, and we have a 100 man. Surprisingly, manpower difference isn't that much, which is because Lionel got a very huge cavalry contingent. And he allowed himself to lose more, but he have a command gen, and he didn't lose it as Star did. Which is why his army didn't rout that fast. Okay, now. Well, saving unit, and to be honestly, Lionel used it very good. He tried to skirmish with it at the beginning, then he kept it at the back without letting Tar to get rid of this Imperial Guard cavalry. And what can I tell? This is just okay. This is good kill count for this White Bear infantry. I like it. I mean, he got only 6 of White Bears, and I would say if you summarize, he got 600 kills, so it's 100 kill average on his line infantry. That's good. That's good. Now look at this. Yariki, Vanilla, getting the same amount of kills as losses. Shogunate Guard cavalry. Man, this is not bad actually. But of course, when we go farther away, this Shogunate Guard cavalry was trashed, and you remember that that's very important thing to note. It was 2 vanilla Shogunate Guard cavalry, I believe this one and this one, against Tar's Shogunate Guard cavalry and one of his Yariki, I don't remember which. And Yariki and Shogunate Guard cavalry of Tar were wrapped around these 2 Shogunate Guard cavalry of Lionel, this one and this one. And this last one, he didn't get any kills basically. So cavalry engagement are tricky thing, and you should be very careful with that. And I think if you have someone to practice with, you should go full cavalry games sometimes. Play like 8 cavalry against 8 cavalry in 10k funds on different maps, playing in the forest, engage on the hills, on the open, until you get a feel of how upgrades on cavalry work. How basically this is their composition, but in terms of cavalry, he got 8 cavalry cap and it's all vanilla. And this should be scary against, for example, line composition. Just think about it. He engaged with... I mean, this is hard to deal with. There is so many cavalry to keep track of. And of course, I don't like how Lionel moved his line in big blobs, kinda, and how he engaged. But he still has so many cavalry that Tar didn't. And I still feel like Tar played it. He plays better with his units. He does better, but he just... It seems he wasn't... He really was... He didn't know how to deal with that. He really didn't. It's kind of... How to explain it? He knows that his cavalry is stronger, but that's exact situation, exact scenario where you have to be able to tell, your upgrades really stronger than this counts, and it's not always easy to tell. Not at all. And overall, you see, infantry of Tar wasn't so much more effective than these White Bears. Of course, these skills are cheaper, most of these are spear levies, but well, what can you do? these skills aren't very expensive either. Okay, now let's see how third game goes. I hope it will be as interesting as this one. And yet again, Gunma field for tiebreaker. Yes, it is. And it's difficult for caster because I don't have things to say after casting so many games on the same maps. And it's even more difficult in the playoff stage because all 5 maps, in case of 5 games, are fixed. I can do nothing there. And, well, I would say expected from having such an success in previous game with vanilla cavalry. Lionel brings more vanilla cavalry. 2 Shogun Guard cavalry on this flank with Imperial Guard cavalry, all vanilla. Revolver cavalry, oh man, interesting. And vanilla Shogun Guard cavalry here, so 3 of them. And 3 Yariki, so there is no 4th Yariki for Lionel. I guess he wanted this Shogun Guard cavalry aura. But on his place I would exchange this Shogun Guard cavalry for another Yariki and 1 more spear levy. Okay. White bears, white bears, white bears, white bears, and white bears. 5 white bears, 1 spear levy, and common gen again. Now for Ta we have Yariki level 6, Yariki level 7, Yariki level 7, Yariki level 3, Imperial Guard cavalry, Shogun Guard cavalry, Shogun level 5 and 2. It's kinda... he have a... I think he have 0 funds left when he got into this game. It seems like his cavalry have the same amount of upgrades most of the time. So it's a prepared build. 4 swords, so 3 Shogitais, level 2, level 2, level 1. Katana Kachi vanilla and 2 vanilla spear levies. And dojos are archery dojo here and sword dojo here. Okay, engagement starting on this side. Poorly played by Lionel, and even this thing might cost him the game already. He doesn't have an advantage here. No, he just wrote away 300 and 3200 of Coco. Yeah, that's right. He just wrote them away here. But all he got from this is 1/2 unit of Yariki. Look at this. Very poorly played. But he engaged here and he actually getting an kind of successful here. But his revolver cavalry are tangled in the melee. So this flank is actually a one for Lionel. Interesting. And here some shots from this white bears, and a little bit late with this oh man, naval bombardment. I always forget the word. And he got the general of Tah, which leads just because of the rally so far. Imperial Guard cavalry for Tah, which I didn't call out. And now this Yariki fighting this Katana Kachi. Well, I would say that this looks good for Lionel, but so far there is 2 things that happening. First of all, he have one of his white bears far away, and second is he doesn't actually kite, which is bothering me. Retreat this unit! What are you doing? Charge your cavalry! Retreat! Oh man, oh man!
Your men are routing, sir.
No comments. And this revolver cavalry. Destroying the spear levy. Oh my god. And you know, I'm an essayist. And still the only thing I can tell is, oh my god.
Sir, your general is under attack.
I mean, and this is a good time to explain why I had such a improper attitude about this match from the beginning. Even thought I really liked the second game, and it wasn't. First game wasn't that bad either, but this is awful. And my attitude was, you see, this game ends with 1-2 loss for Leonel, and Leonel go from the group on a second place. And his other 2 wins are technical wins. He got 3 points from technical win against Solus, who basically abandoned the tournament at some point after losing 2-0 to Quidium in a real game. And then Leonel got a technical win against Quidium, valid technical win because Quidium couldn't show up in the proper time too much and couldn't priorly let Leonel know or admins know. So it's kind of and Quidium actually won 2-0 against Solus, and he won 2-1 against Tach. So player with 1 point, with 1 real point earned, get into the playoff, and player with 2 wins, with 2 real wins, didn't get there. And it's not because I just think that rules have to be changed and technical wins should be 2-1 in the next tournament. You can't change the rules as you go, and second group stage is already over basically, so it's nothing to discuss now. And I wouldn't say that Leonel doesn't deserve to be in playoff. Well, it's a valid admin's decisions, but I think rules have to be changed in the future. Because technical win should cost less than a real win, or at least the same. So giving 3 points for technical win and giving only 2 points for 2-1 win, it's just it allows such a corner cases, I should say. And you see quite a close game again, but in the end Leonel positioned his white bears wrong. He allowed this Imperial Guard cavalry to slow down his line unit, and then the Shogitais catched it up, and now it is over. Rally popped out, and you see, even in this situation, look at this. What is Leonel doing? He doesn't retreat with his line. I mean, no, what is this? Is this how you play? Oh, man. And I know that I get a wrong voice. I may sound like I'm I probably sound cocky again. I probably sound like I'm thinking that Leonel is bad, or I don't think so. I think that any players that come into the tournament and have been in time for his he did good in terms of following the rules, bringing a very interesting build, in my opinion. Kind of creative build. He played his game, he was in time for all the games he had to play. I don't have any problems with Leonel. It's just, I don't like this situation. I just, it bothers me as a player because I know that, honestly, I don't think Leonel have any shot at winning. Who do I kidding? He will not go through the next round, I believe. That's my bet. And just as analytic, let's say, from what I have seen, he doesn't have much chances. But I hope he will forgive me for this attitude, and I want to thank him for the second game, because this vanilla build, I liked it. I liked it very much, and for Tah, nicely played, but yeah, he have places he should improve on, I think. Taking better care of his general, knowing when to play more defensively. In last game he was too aggressive on his left flank, and probably his target choice in the second game wasn't perfect. His cavalry stayed in prolonged melee for too long, and it was kinda separated. His cavalry on the ridge. In second game, I'm sorry, I got back in time a little bit. His melee rush in the middle, his cavalry on the ridge, and part of his cavalry, one of his cavalry unit on far left flank, far right flank of Tah. His forces didn't coordinate with each other, and he didn't recognize the main threat on army of Leonel, which was Imperial Guard cavalry, and he didn't get rid of that threat fast enough, and he was a bit unlucky with his general. So here, only 50-man difference, not noticeable difference. Losses. I'm sorry, my brain switched off. 200-man difference in effectiveness. Shogitais did good, rushing on this on Gunma field. Imperial Guard cavalry did good, and it was this time it was late game decider for Tah. Okay, cavalry did barely okay. Yet again, you see, this isn't the amount of kills you want for such an expensive cavalry against such a cheap cavalry, right? It's kinda even with 62 kills for this hierarchy, they are ineffective because this 50 man costed more than this 62. It's just maybe this one was effective. So I think Tah can do better with his cavalry, because if he continue in such a way, I think if he wants to continue to rush in this tournament, he really should train his cavalry play more. I feel like it's his weak point so far. So Revolver Cavalry it might seem impressive, but in the end this is a spear levy. 100 men of spear levy killed, waste of ammo, waste of time. This Revolver Cavalry could have decided the game single-handedly. Just destroy the cavalry of Tah and you won it. You will win it just by kiting. But as we can see, Leonel, this bothers me to say this, but he have to learn to kite with his line. I never expected myself to talk about such a things, about players who left the second group stage. This is bothering me, really. Oh man, what a times. Oh, and I'm sorry again. This is awful, but that is true. I just can't lie. There is a huge gap in knowledge and mechanical skills for Leonel. He just need to learn more about the game, about how to play it on mechanical level, about how to kite, about how and when to engage. Yeah, what can I add? Oh man. Okay then, 2-1 in Tah's favor, and Tah goes out of the group on first place. I believe, and Lionel goes on the second, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. No. Wait. Let's count. So, 2 technical wins. It's 7 points for Lionel. 1 point in game against Quidium. 2 points here, 3 points. And see, Lionel goes from the group on a first place. Oh my god. And because I'm atheist, I shouldn't use this. But still, it's it's an English idiom that I learned so far, and I need to change it to something more appropriate. But still, this is... no comments anymore. Thank you for watching, and good luck both players in the playoff. See you later, guys.